Alright, y'all. Hello and welcome back. It is Friday. The weekend is upon us. You know it's my favorite day. I hope your weekend's going to be awesome. As always, we're going to have fun, right? We're going to be taking a look at Americans and Europeans alike, sharing what not to do while you're traveling throughout Europe or just in Europe in general. Some of these examples, they had to find out the hard way, so it should be pretty entertaining. No. You're assigned to always buy and validate your bus tickets in Italy. I mean, yeah, tickets are usually required. And it is, you would think, I mean, look, so people make mistakes, but you would think it would be hopefully common sense eventually that you have to buy tickets and then usually get them validated, right? Don't expect to get away with things, right? Because Murphy's Law, logic, they all point to if you're trying to get away with something, you're probably not. Now, what's interesting is this actually riled up like a lot of comments, a lot of confusion. This person says they will scam you. I was once in Italy with my family and went with the bus, and the driver didn't want to offer us a ticket. He said, okay, go without. And these dudes showed up, and yeah, we had to pay 160 euros, right? So that's the thing too, right? I don't rule out that there's unfortunate circumstances where people can get scammed. So that's obviously really annoying, and that could vary. But then again, if we're at the train or bus or metro station and buy tickets, we also have to validate them on a separate machine. But if we use that ticket to enter the train platform, shouldn't that prove a valid ticket? I'm very confused. So now I'm a little confused just because these people are so confused. I'm not sure what they're saying. If it's a physical ticket, you need to validate it with the green and white totems. This rule's changed recently, by the way. If it's online, you are okay. It validates itself. City buses are really difficult to understand. Instead, you can't buy on board. You just pay 700% more of the price. I'm not kidding. The ticket at Tabachi is $1 or €1.50. On a bus, it's €8. Wow. When you buy it, you validate it on board. In small cities, you can ask the locals if they have a spare ticket. I always give my ticket to confused tourists. Wow. Okay. Holy smokes. Lot to take in here.
Germany has a lot of rules, but one rule in particular that you do not break ever. Don't do this. You will be judged by society here so much, and you will even feel guilty about doing this. Is crossing the street on a red light. I know. People jaywalk all the time.
I was going to say, I thought that was normal in Europe.
Cross the street on the red light if there is a child present.
Got it.
If there is even one child, a group of children, whatever it may be, just don't do it, because this is a huge offense. It's a huge social offense here, because you don't want to be that person who teaches kids how to do things wrong. You do not want to be that bad example. Okay. And I am positive that the parent will point you out as the bad example in society.
Oh, you get called out for that, huh?
Judge. I don't know what it is about crossing the street here when there are kids. I am so aware of this. On a regular day, if there are no kids present, I have no problem jaywalking.
Right.
It's a thing here. I know people say don't do it, but people do it. But if there is a child here, there is no way in heck that I am doing this, because I will not be that bad example for a child. So don't do this. You will get the dirty looks, and you will be judged by a child and by the parent for doing it. And
Gotcha. Okay, so this kind of actually makes sense the more I think about it, because I've learned about Germany especially. Germans are usually like pretty strict with the rules, right? With standards. Now, of course, people will jaywalk or cross the street when it's clear. But with children present, it would be different. And this makes sense because, we've kind of recently learned that some children are very independent in Germany, right? So like they can literally walk to school. They can walk on their own, even at a young age. You want them to be extremely safe, well-versed in their environments and aware of what to do and what not to do. So yeah, this actually makes sense. If it's just casual days, no one around, across the street, got it, which is cool because even though you can do that here in the U.S., that's illegal, which is hilarious. But if there's children present, don't, because they're going to get called out. Got it. I've heard this with other things in Germany too, right? You gotta know when to do something and when not to, because you will hear about it. There's this comment in German is the top comment. Translated up here, it says, it's kind of automatic. I was never taught or told, but whenever I want to cross the street, I look for children around me rather than cars. Okay, that's not exaggerated about crossing on red. Frowned upon, but no big deal. But you are correct. If you do it in front of a kid, you may receive more than dirty looks. They may call you out. So this is like a real thing then. I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't go backpacking in Europe in November. Why? Because you have to wear a coat? Like, I don't get it. I think, maybe unpopular opinion, because everyone always talks about Euro summer and stuff. That's like the American thing, right? And I get it, but I feel like going any time of year would be fun, especially almost winter. I feel like that would be kind of cool. And there's like a different magic, right? With like the Christmas markets and just like winter feels. I think it'd be kind of cool. I already, grew up in a cold climate. And, if we actually learn about weather, it's funny, but, like the central U.S. is way further south than like most of Europe, yet it's colder here. Like I constantly look at temperatures in Prague and Paris and all these places, and it's usually warmer than it is, outside of Chicago. All right, don't do this in Europe. Don't feed the seagulls, okay? That's usually frowned upon in most places. Leads to environmental pollution, makes birds aggressive, and disrupts the ecosystem. Yikes. I love how he's saying that as he's feeding them. Or maybe he's showing a clip of someone else. Who knows? I kid. Don't buy bottled water. The water in Roman fountains is so clean. Okay. So don't do this in Europe. Don't buy bottled water because you could just refill your refillable bottle in Rome. Got it. So, if you're in France or you're over in, Poland or something, don't worry. You could just refill your bottle in Rome. Seems really useful. Okay. Don't take free roses. It's a scam. Yes, this is a scam in big cities everywhere. That definitely exists here too. These are the worst kind of guys here. They love to all aggressively in your face, give you free stuff that you didn't ask for. No one asked. I don't know why you're handing me stuff. Just don't take it. Don't even touch it. Don't even acknowledge them. That's your best bet. Wear only comfortable shoes. Otherwise, your feet will be. For most Americans, you have to understand that we would be walking. You're going for like a 700% walking increase per day. I can see a lot of blisters and painful feet happening. Don't carry much cash. Okay, yeah, I guess that pretty much makes sense. There are many pickpockets. Yeah. Don't bring a stroller. Oh, that's a good one. I could see this being a much different landscape, right? Just gotta don't bring the stroller. 4 things you should never do according to Eastern Europeans. Oh, hold up. 1, go back. If someone wants to elaborate on that, be my guest. What do you mean go back? Like if you forget something, don't go back for it? Okay. Leave your bag. Okay, this one makes sense. I think my wife kind of taught me this, which I wouldn't even say I was ignorant to this before. It's just I'm more aware of it now. This one, I feel like just depends on the person. It's just weird to leave like bags on the floor. I agree with this one. Spill salt. Don't spill salt. Okay. Don't sit at the table corner. That one I agree with. That one, I don't know if there's a deeper meaning to that, but just from a practical standpoint, sitting on the corner is actually horrible, right? Like it doesn't make sense. You feel like you have like no space in front of you on your table. Yeah, so obviously you want to sit on flat edges. That's interesting. These are a little different than I would have thought. Kind of random.
3 things to never do in Berlin. And you don't want to miss the last one. Don't confuse Tiergarten the park and the district. Hey, I'm at Tiergarten. Where are you? I'm here too. Guys, I'm at Tierpark. I made that mistake in this video.
Oh my God.
Confuse the district size with the park size. Sorry about that. Local trains operate.
Okay. Oh, another one. About
system.
validating your ticket.
Controller sometimes. So always stamp your ticket. Get caught without, you'll pay a fine. Some Berlin clubs are designed for people to let loose and explore themselves sexually. If you see a big container full of clear liquid, it might not be hand sanitizer. I only realized that after rubbing it all over my hands. 3 things to never do in Berlin. And you don't want to miss.
What the hell? Yeah, that last one got me. Took me off guard for sure. Ticket checkers don't operate after 8 p.m. Okay, fun fact. Everyone is so intrigued. What's in the box? Anyone want to elaborate? If you may, that's up to you. I don't know. I can only imagine. What's the clear liquid? Everyone wants to know.
Me and the boys are in Prague right now in the Czech Republic.
Hell yeah.
We had a horrible start. We got fined for having the wrong ticket for the train.
Oh,
some guys
no.
fishing down there.
Dude, how many tourists are fined on the trains, man?
Got the beautiful town, the city, sorry.
That looks beautiful.
It's really cool. Nat's
Cool
over
place.
there, risen up, I think. But, yeah, love it so far, besides getting the train ticket fine. That wasn't fun. Me and the boys are in Prague right now.
Dude, I swear, man, there's got to be a lot of these, I feel like.
Things you should not do in Lisbon. First off, the streets in Lisbon may look beautiful, but they're definitely not comfortable to walk on. They're super slippery, so don't even think about wearing...
I know this goes actually for a lot of places. It just seems to stand out to me a lot in video. I feel like the streets and just the ground in Lisbon might be like top tier because...
Lisbon. First off, the streets...
it's like every street's different and it's so much character, man.
But they're definitely not comfortable to walk on. They're super slippery, so don't even think about...
That is so freaking cool. And that's just something that kind of thing, that kind of aesthetic, that is severely lacking here, right? Like, this is next level, man. It's super, super cool and very unique about, I feel like, at least from my perspective, about a lot of European cities, but Lisbon in particular, their road game is awesome.
About wearing heels or flip-flops. Your chances of falling are pretty high. Don't buy single tickets for public transportation. Instead, get the Viva Viagem card. It only costs 50 cents and cuts the price of every ride in half. For example, a tram ticket that normally costs 3.10 euros would only cost you around 1.60 with the card. Be careful where you try the famous codfish cakes. At local spots, they're usually just 1.80 or 2 euros. But at touristy places, even if they taste the same, they can cost over 5 euros.
Wow. See, those are good tips. Yeah, always avoid like the super tourist trap stuff. They know what they're doing. They mark up everything.
Go to the Belém district on a Monday. Both the Jerónimos Monastery and the Belém Tower are closed. If you want to avoid climbing hills constantly, use the elevators and escalators around.
Yeah, Lisbon looks hilly, man. Dude, my legs would be... I'd be jacked.
On the city to reach higher parts. Also, keep an eye on the time when you go out to eat. Unlike in some other European cities, if you show up around 3 p.m., most places might already be closed. And finally, don't wait in line or pay 6 euros to ride the Santa Justa lift if all you want is the view. There's a back entrance you can take totally for free. Things you should not do in Lisbon.
Really?
First off, the streets in Lisbon may look beautiful.
How hilarious. Do people like know about this? Is that real? I'm just wondering about like how many tourists wear the wrong shoes or wear flip-flops or, you know what I mean? Or maybe wear heels and they're in this kind of terrain. You know, you got hills, you got the streets and the pathways that are just tile and stone and they're beautiful, but of course they're way different, right? And I'm just thinking of how many thousands of tourists have like horrible, like red, blistered up feet, you know, after like one day of walking a lot. It can really wreck you, you know?
The biggest mistake I made traveling in Italy was drinking lemonade. It was my first day in Italy and I got a lemonade from this restaurant that I went to in Sorrento. What I didn't realize is that they're probably not making the lemonade with bottled water. So I drank that whole thing and the next day it was not good, and pretty much for like a whole week after that I was having stomach issues. And I traveled for 4 months last year and I never drank anything that wasn't bottled, and the one time that I did is when I got sick. So I'm pretty sure that's what caused it, even though people say that the water in Italy is safe to drink. I don't know. That's the only thing that I can think of that would have caused it. So learn from me, only drink bottled water, even if you're in Europe. The biggest mistake I made traveling in Italy was drinking lemonade. It was my first day in Italy and I got a lemonade from this restaurant that I went to in Sorrento.
I feel like this is obviously valid. Like if she drank lemonade and got sick, she got sick. It's one anecdote and I wonder why, right? Because I hear so much about that the tap water is much better in a lot of European places than even here in the US. I hear lots of people drink it and it tastes amazing, right? You see what I'm saying? So that is so weird. I wonder why she got sick. Tap water in most of Europe is good. It's just that it has a different flora from the water your stomach is used to. And I this has a lot of likes. This is definitely a thing then, right? That's understandable. Maybe, that day everything lined up right, or in her case, wrong, and, it caused some sort of sickness, but perhaps if she drank that water more consistently, it would be fine. Like maybe it's one of those things. You just have to get used to it. Then you have, most people, right? Just got back from Italy, drank out of the tap at the hotel, and the fountains all over Rome, whole family, no problems. It's very good quality water. So there you go. I drank straight out of fountains throughout all of Italy and didn't have any issues. So I don't know. Possibly your system couldn't adjust to the new consistency. Italian water is premium. This could be it too, right? Not the water, probably caught a bug, because like everyone overwhelmingly, comment after comment, is saying how Italian water is elite, it's good, it's safer than bottled water. That could be a fluke. Could be a fluke, or she didn't get sick from the water and she's mistaken. Who knows?
Is for your own safety. Do not stand in the bike lane. In fact, don't even take time crossing the bike lane.
Come on, Americans.
Get over that thing as quickly as possible. They have bike lanes in Paris.
I know we're not used to yielding to bikes here. Bicycles are so rare here, like no one takes the bike, right? So, that's a big thing in European cities, and you got to be more aware of that, right? Because our bike lanes are usually pretty empty here, and that's if there's a bike lane.
There's a lot of them. Sometimes they're on the sidewalk. Sometimes they're painted green.
Those are cool.
Sometimes they're on the street in this certain section.
Yeah.
In any
you
of
just
those
won't
cases,
see that here.
The Paris bikers are the most savage people I think I've ever
Look at
encountered
that.
on the
That
planet.
is more bikes in that picture, more people on bicycles than I'll see in the next 4 months here. Like literally. I'm not lying.
They will smash into you. They will run over you.
Oh,
they will
damn.
ding at you if you are.
They don't mess around in Paris.
To walk through the bike lane, which you have to do in order to like cross the street. So don't stand in the bike lane. Don't. Number two, don't
watch where you're going.
Like that. You have to cover your mouth. It's considered rude to yawn with your mouth open. They'll ask you like, "Are you catching flies?" Number three.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of manners everywhere, right? Like even in the US, don't be yawning with your mouth open. Like if you're at home alone, people do it, okay, right? But like, you're out in public, cover up, right? That shouldn't be an issue. If you're used to doing that, I think that was a problem before you got to Paris.
I have to talk so loud.
But okay.
I don't know why American tourists especially, we talk so loud in public, in restaurants, in the public transportation system, out on the street. Tried to take it down a few decibels.
Yeah.
It's considered like a respect thing that you're not like entering someone else's personal space on an auditory level. So if you are having conversations, don't be like shouting. Just take it down. Take it down. Why are we so loud? I don't know.
She has a point, and this one comes up a lot, and I think that consciously people, good Americans will try to tone it down. I also think that it is a difference. It's a cultural difference. I don't know why we're louder. And I also think that before people judge too hard, I don't think we're trying to be loud. You know what I mean? Like most people aren't. I think we just are. And so it can be hard to kind of you can consciously lower your volume, and then like after a while you're going to slip up and like get louder gradually, and you're not aware of it. I think that's what I can picture happening for some Americans. It is weird, but you just got to try and like be conscious of it at all times. Like that's certainly what I would try and do when I'm traveling to Europe, right? Because I feel like I do have a loud kind of booming voice, and I don't want to be annoying people. So I got to really, really, really be conscious every time I talk to just be, normal volume, right? Not so loud. It's weird though, the difference.
Even if you think this is funny and you think it's a joke and you're in a restaurant, don't snap your fingers and say like garçon. First of all, that's not how you pronounce it. Second of all, it's not 1950 and this is not...
Jeez, who the hell's doing that? I've never snapped for the waiter at a restaurant in my life, even in the U.S. Come on now.
A Hollywood film.
Yeah, don't be doing that.
It's considered rude. Do not
That's hella
call anyone
rude.
garçon. In a restaurant, even if you think it's a joke, please just avoid that joke. It's like saying like voulez-vous coucher avec moi? That's the same kind of idea. It's really not funny. It actually means something here.
Damn.
Not a good look. Number 5, don't stand on an escalator. Walk on the escalator. You have to keep going up. Or if you are going to stand, stand on the inside
on the right
area and let the people who are more in a hurry walk up on the right side, or the people moving sidewalks.
Okay.
6, please don't buy a love padlock and lock it to the bridges or the monuments. It destroys infrastructure. They have to cut them off anyway, so it probably won't stick around for a long time. So please avoid purchasing those. Thank you.
Okay, that was an interesting list. Don't do these things in France. Don't yawn like without covering your mouth. Got it. Okay. And then don't snap at your waiter. Like, yeah, just don't do this anywhere. That's kind of would make you an asshole, right? I thought everyone covered their mouth when yawning. This person actually says what I said, because I said stand on the right. She said the opposite. And now this person in the comment says, no, you stand on the right of the escalator. Everyone who wants to walk goes up on the left. See? That's what I'm saying. There's another one. See? I'm going to stick to my thoughts here. I think I would be on the right and let the people in a hurry go on the left. That makes sense to me.
If you do not wish to, when going to Italy, do not do these 3 things. From an American who was born and raised in Italy, as you can hear from my accent. Number 1, if you are crossing in the crosswalk, make sure there is a light. The light turns green for you to cross. If there is no light, do not expect people to stop even though they are legally supposed to. It is kind of like a Frogger situation where you need to make eye contact with the driver. Sometimes you need to put your hand up and be like, yes, hello, I'm crossing here. Otherwise, it's really dangerous, and definitely do not look at your phone while you're crossing the street.
No.
Number 2, if you are choosing...
Yeah, don't look at your phone ever when crossing the street in any country. I feel like that's not a great idea. Yeah, that one's funny because I wouldn't have known the impact of that until I have seen videos of traffic in various cities in Italy, right? Damn, y'all's traffic is on another level. It is on such a crazy level. It is like Frogger in the car. That's what it looks like to me. So if you're trying to cross that on foot, you have more courage than I. Yeah.
Rent one of those Lime or Bird scooters while you're
those are
here.
bad news, man. People here can't handle those correctly.
Please do not ride them with 2 people on it. It is so dangerous, number 1. Like, lots of streets in Italy are made of cobblestone.
Oh,
so
my God.
if you go on there with one of those scooters, it's like being in a blender. And
I didn't even think of that. Those are dangerous here, and we have all the smooth. Our roads are not smooth. There's potholes, but like generally where you would ride that, it's usually pretty smooth. We don't have like all the cobblestone and brick everywhere, so I didn't even think of that. Those scooters would not be ideal. I'd actually rather be on foot, I think. In any Italian or European city, yeah, I'd rather be on foot.
2, it makes you so much worse at maneuvering it. And again, traffic and the way people drive in Rome is very dangerous as it is, and there are not even many designated bike or scooter lanes. So you're just with everybody
Probably more
else.
than here,
I've
though.
heard many and many stories of people who work in study abroad programs here, where students have done this and literally broken their face. So no one wants a broken face. And number 3, think really carefully before you shower in Italy. And I know this sounds random, but hear me out. Rome and Milano in particular have some of the hardest water in the world, full of minerals and chlorine. That hard chlorinated water can absolutely destroy your skin and hair in like no time. Like you'll start coming out of showers with dry, tight skin.
Wow, is it that
your
bad?
Scalp is itchy, your hair feels like straw. Some people even get redness or irritation here. And the crazy part is that you don't even realize it's the water until someone tells you. So here's what I do now. Every time I go to Italy, I bring with me a small shower
filter.
It's really honestly small, lightweight, and it fits like in my toiletry bag. And
That's probably a good tip. Use a filter, especially if you're not used to hard water. It just depends. Like I have a family member or two I could think of off the top of my head that their houses have hard water. Well water, and it's hard water. But then, most people I know, right? I usually always have soft water. So I guess I would take that for granted. Yeah, when you face like really hard water. I don't think it's the end of the world. I just think it's something you have to kind of be aware of, right? And then prep for, especially if you're sensitive. I feel like my skin would probably be sensitive to that. So I would have to make sure I'm aware of that, especially because I'm not used to hard water on a regular basis. That's kind of interesting because that's one of those things I think a lot of people don't really think of, right? It's like you think everyone showers, but like showers can be a lot different depending on where you're at. Don't pay 80 euros for a tour of the Colosseum. God, that place is so cool. When you can buy an entry ticket for 18 euros and use their free audio guide. What? So a lot of these are like, don't fall for like full price stuff, right? That's what I'm getting at with a lot of these. Really cool views, naturally. Does she say where you get the... She doesn't. Okay. It does say in the description. I guess that's where it says. Literally just buy a ticket through the official Coliseum website and then download the free audio guide. So is that true? That if you just buy a ticket on the website, it's like way cheaper? What'd she say? 18 euros versus 80? Is that true? That almost sounds like it's too good to be true. Like, would you have to book it like weeks ahead of time or what? We were told we have to purchase and validate a ticket before getting on a tram in Europe. Okay. Sometimes you accidentally fall onto a tram without a ticket. What? So many people out here acting like you can get away with this shit. Look, you want to live dangerously? That's up to you. I feel like as someone, I feel like in my life, it's better to just do things the way they're supposed to be done, right? Trying to get away with petty stuff, man, usually just has never played out well. In my experience and various things I've witnessed, just pay the ticket, right? Get it validated. Do your best to learn this kind of stuff. If not, you got to ask for help. And look, I'm also aware that some scams are out there. I'm also aware that people try to do the right thing and maybe they just missed a step. So in that case, that's unfortunate, right? And then, you know, some tickets are, in that case, unavoidable if you're just trying to do it correctly and you're in a different place, different language, and you don't do it exactly right. That happens. It might happen to me, but at least try to do your research beforehand and, you know, try your best to do it correctly. So yeah, these people are definitely different than me. I've never even seen a ticket inspector been asked for a ticket. They're so strange. It's so easy to do this. Okay, well, you didn't hear this from me. That is not the strategy I would go for, but hey, you know, you want to reap the consequences, that is up to you. We're going to cut it there. We're going to cut it there. It was actually some more of these I had. I think I'm going to save them for a future video I have coming up. If I could kind of summarize this, I think it's easy, right? Don't expect places, cultures, and society to be exactly like where you came from. I think that's a given. Don't expect everyone to speak English. That's a given. Don't try to board trams and buses without tickets on purpose and say you accidentally fell on them. I don't think that's going to wind out too well in a success rate over time. But yeah, that's some things we can kind of gather from this. Some of these were interesting and almost, you know, kind of up in the air. Like, would this be consistent? You know, like the girl getting sick from the water. I don't know if that's true. You know, a lot of these were kind of up for interpretation, but I think it was pretty interesting regardless. I certainly hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. And hopefully I'll see you in a future video. That's it for this one. My name is Ian. You watch IWrocker. Until next time, I'll catch you later.